Hello again. I'm very sorry. Sorry we vanished. I think the signal is not that good. I don't know. Maybe it's terrible. Perhaps I need to open the door. Um, right. Um, just give me a moment. Right. It doesn't work without the door open. Right. Okay. Is that better? Hello. Is someone here? Can you hear me? You can hear me. You can hear me this time. Sorry, it's a little. The picture looks terrible. I don't know. But you're back. Okay, right. Well, we're going to give you a quiz, okay? But we'll wait for a few of you to join in and let's have a few more of you. So let's have a few more questions from a few more of you. Let's have a few more questions. We can talk about various topics. And Lady Min sends you her regards. She's trying to be pleasant. She's saying hello. Okay, yeah. So there we go. But I have to leave the door open because I think that might be a problem with the router. So anyway, you're back in the room. There's 32 of you here. We did have about 150 of you here. So we've lost half the audience, but there we go. So I'm very, very sorry. The seagulls are coming back in, but they're a nuisance. Um, well, we're not feeding them, that's for sure. Um, they're giving their opinion. They think, there we go. So, anyway, we're sitting outside here. Well, I'm sitting outside. She's not. Um, right. Any questions? Any questions? Let's have a question. Uh, we'll wait for a few more of you before we start a quiz. We can't start a quiz. Have I ever owned a Jaguar? No, I've driven Jaguars. I've driven lots of Jaguars. We did have a Jaguar XJS once. That was a lovely car. Love a Jaguar XJS. I wish I'd kept that. That would have been a wonderful thing. Yeah, I love Jaguars. Jaguar, Inspector Morse type Jaguars. Love those too. There we go. I don't. No, I love Range Rovers. They're my favorite cars. I would any car you could have Range Rover. I would always have that because I enjoyed driving it. I did have a smart car. Loved that too. It's like a go kart. Great fun. Four-door smart car. It was like a van. Absolutely fabulous little thing. Cheap little car. Loved the cheap little car. Love an expensive car. We've had all sorts of cars. I love a Rolls Royce. Um, I love a Rolls Royce. I love a Mini. I think Minis are fabulous cars. Wonderful little cars. And the inventor of the Mini, absolutely great man. So, I love everything from a small car to a big car. Um, Gosh, what all sorts of cars. I love cars. You don't realize how much I love cars. Um, this is a Audi TT that we've driven around here. I thought it was a bit of a gay hairdresser car, but well, it's suited us rather well. It's suited as a treat. It's done us rather well. So it's been a great, loyal little serving car. So there's nothing wrong with the little Audi TT. The little Audi TT is suited as a treat. What a wonderful little car that's been. Um, what other cars have I had? I've had all sorts of cars over the years. God, oh my, Lexus in America, lovely car. I love a Lexus. Very, very good quality, very reliable. We've had great times with a Lexus. Um, I've driven Ferraris. I've driven well, I've had Bentleys that I've been driven around in, and Rolls Royces. I love all of those cars. I love every car. You know, we've had lots of lovely cars, um, but no, out of all the cars, the only car I really love would have to be the Range Rover. The Range Rover was the best. Um, So I would say I would stick with the Range Rover over anything else because it's so reliable. It's a workhorse. It can do anything. A Land Rover is a Defender is a fabulous car, but but the Range Rover is more comfortable. So, when you're going on a long journey, you need comfort, don't you? So, um, the Range Rover is more practical for me. So there we go. Anyway, there we are. Right, we've got 61 of you here, but we've lost a lot of viewers because of our timing out, which was not very helpful. Sorry about that. Very, very sorry. We'll start our little quiz in a moment. I don't know who can one of you help me with the thing. You like a Bentley? Yes. Well, I love a Bentley too. Do I like motorbikes? No, not into motor. I'm not a motorbiker, but no, nothing wrong with a motorbike. But my mum likes motorbikes, but that's for her, not for me. Um, right, okay. Have I driven a full size pickup truck? I suppose you're thinking like a Toyota Hilux. Yeah, I have driven a Toyota Hilux. Not a bad vehicle if you're running a farm, but I don't really need one myself because it's not really practical for me. I don't. What's it going to add to my life? So no, don't need a Toyota Hilux. Okay, right. Okay, right. We've got 52 of you. Only we're going down in numbers. 58. No, we're going up. We're going up and down and up and down. Do I like Alan Partridge? Well, yes, I do. I think he's fabulous. You all know that I like Steve Coogan very much. So, yep, there we go. Like Steve Coogan, who played Alan Partridge. So, there we go. Right. Okay. Well, would I drive an electric car? Yes, I drove 800 miles in an electric car. Well, 800 miles each ways to Turnberry in Scotland from London. In a Toyota Prius once to go to an event in Turnberry. So there you go. And I got a I got a fine. I got a speeding ticket. My only speeding ticket I've ever had. One speeding ticket in my life. I got it 5 miles from Turnberry in a hairdryer car. Can you imagine that? How ridiculous. Poor me. Anyway, I had to pay the fine. It was a ridiculous thing. The Scottish are very difficult when it comes to fines. So I had to do as I was told. Anyway, right. Cilla Black. Yeah, well, we can't stand that bloody woman. She's ghastly. Right. Have I met an honest solicitor? Yeah, I know lots of good solicitors. They don't happen to represent me, but I like certain solicitors. I can say most solicitors are not very honest. Anyway, we're sitting here in the garden and there's 69 of you, so let's start this quiz. Because otherwise it's going to go too dark. So can we start the quiz? Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep the scores and Miss Dawes. If I've done this quiz before, I don't know. I'm going to pick one at random. If I'm going to bring up one that you've had before, please tell me, because then I'll get rid of it. Because I've got so many now that I haven't used. Okay, in which year did King Oscar the First of Sweden die? King Oscar the first of Sweden die? It was not 1999, and it was not 2028. Audrey gets the point. Well done, Audrey. Audrey is. You remind me of my Audrey from Broadstairs, who was a wonderful lady. But anyway, I'm looking like I'm like very deranged on this screen because there's something going wrong here. Anyway, hopefully you can still see me. Right, he was born in 1844, and yes, King. He was the widow was Josephina erected a home for penniless widows of the upper classes in his honor in Stockholm. King Oscar the First's memory is now Stockholm's city hotel. Did you know that? You didn't know that? So anyway, Audrey was very quick. Well done, Audrey. So Audrey gets the first point. Well done to Audrey, the winner of our first point in our quiz. There we are. What links Massey Ferguson tractors, Johnny Walker whiskey, and the first edition of Robert Burns's poetry publication? You're saying Scotland. Well, I need a more specific location in Scotland. A more specific. Which location in Scotland are they linked? And it's not Edinburgh. Peckham is not in Scotland. It's not the Mull of Kintyre. No. It's not Dogging in Scotland. Oh, that's a bit gruesome. It's not John O'Groats. It's not Leaf. It's not Perth. It's not Inverness. Linz gets the point. Well done, Linz. Of course, Linz is right. It is Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock in Scotland is the place 20 miles southwest of Glasgow where all of those things occurred. There we go. Okay, who opened a drapery store in 1911 on Westbourne Grove in Bayswater, London, that became Whiteley's in 1911? Who opened this store? It wasn't Janet Evans. It wasn't Mr. Harrod. It wasn't Miss. It wasn't Coco Chanel. No, it wasn't Mr. Ben. It wasn't Philip Schofield. It wasn't Hugh Lauder. It wasn't Lord Cavendish. It wasn't Sainsbury's. It wasn't an American guy. It wasn't Topshop. It wasn't Lidl. It wasn't Fraser. It wasn't Jimmy Savile. It wasn't Ivor Biggin. Right, okay. It wasn't Tesco. No. It wasn't Dorothy Perkins. It wasn't Trevor. It wasn't Mr. Haberdasher. It wasn't Ivan Whopper. It wasn't Mohammed Al Fayed. It wasn't Harrods. It wasn't Dusty Crack, whoever that is. It wasn't Asda. It wasn't Passion Pizza. It wasn't Jimmy Riddle. And the answer is correct. Fiona Wright. Fiona gets the point. Well done, Fiona. Fiona Wright. It was William Whiteley. Yes. He opened a store in and it was bought and extended by Selfridges in 1927, and it's now an apartment building. So, that's what happened. Right. Gosh, I look like I've got some kind of disease on this thing. Ridiculous. Anyway, okay. Why is there a mosaic of the Brazilian electrician Jean Charles de Menendez smiling and the single word innocent in capitals outside Stockwell Station in London? Why is that? Why is there a mosaic? You are correct, but okay, Matt Grant, I'll allow you the point. Okay, Matt Grant, you can have the point. He was shot dead there, but he was shot dead because Cressida Dick shot a blameless man. Vile rumors, alternative facts, shameful episode. He was a victim. Wasn't that disgraceful? And there's the Russell Tovey thing coming out. What do Americans call mints? What does an American call mints? The immediate winner is Joyce Grove. Well done, Joyce Grove. You get the point. Well done, Joyce. Joyce Grove. Of course, an American calls mince ground beef. Yeah, you call it ground beef. Beef hash is another way to call it in French, obviously. Um, the mad woman is shouting in the background, so God, she's now interfering again. With which country is the Kiribati way of preparing rice associated? Kiribati, the Kiribati way of preparing rice. Which country is that associated? Audrey gets it with Sri Lanka. Audrey gets a second point, so Audrey is now in the lead. Well done, Audrey. Well done, Audrey. It is Sri Lanka. Yes. Basmati rice, salt, water, coconut milk, and vanilla essence is the way of preparing that kind of rice. Okay, as of 2025, for 270 years, what has Vacheron Constantine of Geneva been associated with making? What does Vacheron Constantine make? Vacheron Constantine. They don't make dogging, no. They don't make glass. They don't make chocolate. They don't make leather or cuckoo clocks or holy water or tea bags or pizza. Vacheron. It's not wine. It's not rosary beads. Jane Hennessy gets the point. Well done, Jane. So you can have a point. Jane Hennessy. Right. Of course, they make watches. So there we are. Jane Hennessy is right. Jane Hen. Right. Okay. So next question is right. It's a bit hard to read now because it's gone dark out here. Um, I wasn't planning on doing this in the dark. Um, she's kind of caused this. Right. Okay. Next question is right. Just a minute. I've got to find It's very hard to read because I've got no light. I've got absolutely no light. Oh God. Right. Okay. Okay. Who was the founder of the Virgin Group? Who was the founder of the Virgin Group? I don't like the man very much. Who was the founder? It wasn't Elton John, no. Joyce Grove gets the point. Another point to Joyce Grove. Joyce Grove is now in joint first. It was Richard Branson. Horrible, horrible man. He's disgusting. Right. Okay. Next question. Right now, I can look at this with. Please excuse my doing it this way. As of 2025, which is the second largest importer of wine by volume and value in the world? Which country? Which is the... It's not Australia, it's not Italy, it's not France. Matt Grant gets the point. Matt Grant gets a second point, so you're also joining the league. It is the United Kingdom, of course. Okay, in which year was the... Oh dear, our seagulls making a noise. The Super Duper Pooper Scooper patented. Which year was the Super Pooper Duper Pooper Scooper and patented? Which year was it patented? It was not 1985. It wasn't 2024. It wasn't 1960. It wasn't 1962. Linz gets the point. So Linz is another one joining the top league. Oh dear, we have lots of you in the top league at the moment. Of course, it was 1956. So, right, next question. In Cockney rhyming slang, what is custard and jelly? What is custard and jelly? Joyce Grove gets the point. So Joyce Grove now goes well into the lead. Joyce Grove, right, you've got 3 points. You're ahead of everybody else. So, of course, it is telly. Yes, custard and jelly means telly, of course. So, well done to you, television. Right, next question. In which year did Lauresson build the first yacht with a petrol engine for Gottlieb Daimler? Which year did they build a yacht for Gottlieb Daimler with a petrol engine? No, it wasn't. No, 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 no. None of you are right thus far. No, I think we'll give you all a pass on that. Okay, nobody got that correct. The answer is 1886. So you all failed on that question. Right. Anyway, you can be quiet down there. We're nearly finished the quiz. So let me finish the quiz and I'll take you to bed. She's demanding to go to bed, and well, we'll finish the quiz first. Sorry, we're nearly at the end of the quiz, so I'm not going to be having my quiz stopped by her. Right, okay. So, Okay, question number right, okay. In which year did the actor who played Mike Baldwin in Coronation Street, Johnny Briggs, die? Which year did he die? No, 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 no. Linz gets the point. Well done to Linz. So Linz is now in joint first. Well done to Linz. Yep, it's 2021. Poor man. He was a nice man. I met him once and I thought he was a very nice man. Okay, which tyrannical tycoon once said, I have a beautiful daughter and she's just like me? It wasn't Lord Sugar. It wasn't Donald Trump. Linz gets a 4th point. It was Robert Maxwell. So Linz is now well in the lead. Well done, Linz. Okay, right. Next question. In 2024, how many storks fledged from wild nests at Knepp in Sussex? How many fledged? How many storks fledged at Knepp in Sussex? It wasn't 9,000. It wasn't 3. It wasn't 5,000 storks. Good Lord. You do get very carried away, you lot. No. Okay. It wasn't 500. Okay. I'm going to award 0 points on this question as well. The answer is 53, record breaking. So no, you get 0. No points on that. Okay. Which bad boy of British theatre has also appeared in Rambo, Vikings, Octopussy, and The Tourist? Which bad boy of... It's not Oliver Reed, no. Anne of Cleves, you don't spell his name correctly because you don't spell correctly on this occasion, but you will be allowed. Anne of Cleves, you're going to get a point. You're a new entrant. It is Stephen Burkoff, my dear friend Stephen Burkoff. I love Mr. Burkoff more than I love anything on the planet. Mr. Burkoff is one of my greatest friends on the planet, and fabulous man he is. So well done for you getting that correct. So Anne of Cleves, you can Cleavers, as you call yourself. Right. Okay. Right. We're nearly there. We've only got 3 more questions to go. And then I've got to put her to bed. As of 2025, how many? I can't even read anything because I've got no light. How much does a Fulham Road London pooch pad parlour charge per person for... Oh God, this is the thing about the stupid thing. Charge for visitors to hold a dog for 45 minutes. How much do they charge for holding a dog for 45 minutes? Holding it. It's ridiculous. Well, actually, you're over. Most of you are over. I'll go with Ron M because you got close. It's it's £20, but nobody else got it. So Ron M gets it. Ron M, 1 point to you. It was £20, and of course they charge. Sorry, I can't read this because I'm so. I didn't know I was going to be sitting outside. Um, they charge £72 a day to the poor people who give the dog. How ridiculous! What a bunch of creeps! What a bunch of creeps! Shame on them. Hope their business is named and shamed. Anyway, right. Next question. We haven't got many more. Uh, of racehorse lost in translation, 28 runs. How many wins? I'm sorry, it's just a bit hard to read because I can't read in this dark. Oh god, I can't read in the dark. How many wins did he achieve? How many wins did he achieve out of that? Audrey gets the point. Audrey, well done. So another point for Audrey. Oh dear, we've got loads of people with 3 points. Oh god. Of course, Lost in Translation achieved. I can't read it. I can't read all my notes. I've got loads of notes, but I'm sitting in the dark. We don't have lights in the garden. I didn't realise that this would be a disaster. He got £420,000 in prize money. Well, I can't tell you anymore. Okay, finally, which brand of tea was? I can't. I'm trying to read this question. Was mentioned in Homeland by Damian Lewis. Which brand of tea was mentioned in Homeland? Oh, we've got loads of you up here. Right, who's the first? Linz is the winner. Linz is the winner with that. Right, Linz, you get 4 points. Oh dear. Right, we now have a problem. We now have a problem because we've got Linz with 4 points. Okay, right. Okay. Right, I'm gonna have to give a different question. Right, I'll try and think of a different question. Okay. Right, I've got to think of a question. And this will be the tiebreaker between Joyce and I can't see from what I've got here. Joyce and Linz. So Joyce and Linz. I can only have Joyce and Linz answer the next question. If you want to answer the question, you have to be Joyce or Linz. I've got to think of a question. Right. Okay. Let me think of a question. A random question. Oh my god. This is what I have to do. I should have I should have some a list of random questions. Right, okay, now I now know what I have to do. I have to have a list of random questions that can be used in future. Okay, so right, okay. Gosh, let me think of a question. Question. Right, well, I'll think of one. It will take me some time, but why shouldn't it take me some time? But you've got to choose to wait. Whoever wins wins. Gosh, the seagulls are making a noise in the background, and they're trying to encourage me. Um. Okay. Well, I don't know. I've got to think of something. Okay. Well, I'm going to think of something completely random. And only the two of you can um, answer my question. So I can only have an answer from Linz or Joyce. So Linz or Joyce. Uh, uh, no, that doesn't work. I thought I had a good question, but I don't. Um, okay. No. No, I can't answer that. I can't do that question because it's useless. I've got to think. Okay, right. I'll do this one instead. Okay, my question is, what year was the Land Rover first introduced in? And I can only have answers from the two of you. What year was the Land Rover first introduced in? No, but I don't need it from other people. Right, this lens. Oh god. Oh, I can't see anything. No, not correct. Ugh. No. Well, I've only given two people an allowance. Audrey says 1948. So, uh, well, Audrey is the winner on that. Okay, well, Audrey is the winner on that. Right, now we've got another problem with the quiz. Because now we've got another person with 4 points. Uh, God. Anyway, thank you for joining in our quiz. Yeah. Um, Audrey got the point. So, but you weren't meant to join in, Audrey. Hmm. No. Anyway, never mind. Anyway, you've had your little joining in bit, so you've done your bit. So thank you, Audrey. You've joined in our quiz. You haven't helped the quiz because, quite frankly, you shouldn't have been joining in the first place. Anyway, never mind. It doesn't matter. Oh well. I wish you happiness in your future, whoever you are. Um, I can't really declare a winner for my quiz tonight because nobody has behaved properly in my quiz tonight because you've all cheated. So you're all bloody useless, and that's the end of that, isn't it? Really. So anyway, next chapter, somebody else. I don't really need any more talking about this quiz. I'm going to bed in a moment. I need to go to sleep. I'm very tired. I'm exhausted. So I don't need any more. Thanks. Thank you very much. And goodbye.